Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now we're not look at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going on? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Bird Fish.
How about that?
Bird Fish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
That was cool. It is not Rip After Dark. Jesus, why do I have that banner up? It's on me. That's on me. That was cool. Yeah, that was really cool. I'm going to be honest with you. I understand you. We can say maybe in a few years, like we can look back and genuinely like judge it. But I'm going to say now, in the moment, probably some recency bias, probably a lot of recency bias. But I'll still say that was the best All-Star game I've ever seen. And I'm counting every sport. Taking out the Four Nations because that was something different with hockey this year. I think that was freaking unbelievable. This was the best All-Star game I've ever seen. I did not plan on coming on to talk about it. But being honest, I definitely did not plan on coming on to talk about it at midnight. But I genuinely was speechless throughout the end of that game. Like, that was Kyle Schwarber. I mean, and this is jumping way ahead. We can start off and I'll talk about the beginning of the game, some of the incredible matchups we saw throughout, all the stuff you get to the normal All-Star game. That's fun, yada, yada, yada. But, I mean, the way that the climax of it, Kyle Schwarber do you know how incredible, what kind of feat you have to be putting on to be accomplishing for one of your biggest rivals, their entire home stadium, to be on their feet, going nuts for you? Unbelievable. Those 3 home runs for Kyle Schwarber. That was unbelievable. Yeah, down 6-0. I thought it was over. The only thing, and I'll give it to, I know some people were tired or, they had already cooled off. Some people were already on planes. Don't know if Jonathan Aranda was the guy I would have gone with there. Brent Rooker coming out looked incredible. Him hitting those 2 at the end were awesome. Randy Arozarena was a little, I'm not going to say disappointing. He hit that one bomb. But, Randy, from a strategy side from the AL, you think is probably hitting 2. He only gives you 1. And then Aranda has 1 right off the wall. But this game was incredible. That ending, whoever thought of that ending, need to raise. That was awesome. Like, genuinely. That was so freaking cool. And it was all of it. I mean, yeah, the AL goes down 6-0. And you're like, well, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this is kind of a boring All-Star game. Once I got past the Rhino Hearn being there, the fun matchups. of the Otanis versus Scooble. I will say, I absolutely hate. I don't care. I get some people think it's cool. I'm not going to try to hate on it. I genuinely am not. Wait, no. I am trying to hate on it, but it's no disrespect to you. I hate when they talk to the pitchers, like while they're trying talk to other players. That's one thing. Like talking to the fielders, I think that's cool. I don't like when they talk to the pitchers because the pitchers just seem so uninterested. Like they've got to focus. It's still they're trying to focus. So Scooble and Cal Raleigh are like saying like 2-word answers. I'm like, just let them be. Once we got past that, though, it goes down 6-0. But Brent Rooker, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Brent Rooker at first. I didn't know it was 3 people per team that were going to be in the Derby. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, if Brent Rooker puts the team on his back, and I will say Brent Rooker being the first ever player in an all-star game swing off is very fitting. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Kershaw was good. I didn't think Scooble was good. It felt like Scooble was more interested in other things. Kershaw was good. Kershaw was actually asking, like, he was like, wait, what we got? He's like, it's 2-2, right? Like, he was actually interacting. I'll give it. Kershaw's was good. Kershaw's was good. Didn't like Scooble's, but Kershaw was good. I'll give you that. Kershaw was good. Ryan O'Hearn. Thought he hit a double. I literally jumped and celebrated when that ball landed and then realized it was barely foul. But I genuinely thought O'Hearn hit a double. And my heart rate jumped. Like I would have been on Twitter. I got so happy for a second. I thought O'Hearn did it. Didn't end up, and they grounds out with guys on first and second. Later in the game, how many hits? There was 9 and 8 hits. American League gets 9. National League got 8. This was just such a fun game. Like genuinely, this was one of those games that just really, I feel like this is one that we kind of look back on for years, 10, 15 years. Hopefully we're sitting back talking about the 2025 All-Star game and kind of comparing others to it. And I'm just going to say it. Actually, I'm tweeting this out now. I'm literally live tweeting with you guys here. I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm literally typing it as I'm telling you guys. I don't think it's a coincidence, though, that the best All-Star game we've seen in possibly decades came on the year where they let the players wear their jerseys again. I don't think it's a coincidence. It's what made it better. This would have been significant. You know what I'll say? National League wins 6-0 if they're in the usual jerseys. Just not the All-Star game vibe. I digress. I'm not hearing arguments. That's what happened. They allowed the guys back in their jerseys, and the baseball gods were like, okay, thank you. Here is the greatest All-Star game you'll ever see. So now I'm tweeting it. I can't get over it. I genuinely can't. Once again, I'll say it again. I had no plans on going live. I had no plans on going live after the game. I was like, it's just the All-Star game. Whatever, won't react to it. And I literally was texting my girlfriend, and she was asking if I was going live. I was like, I'll go live if something cool happens. If something memorable, maybe O'Hearn does something, or something, people will remember happens. I couldn't have even imagined this. Didn't even fathom that this could have been the outcome. This was awesome. This was genuinely one of the coolest All-Star games I've ever seen. The comeback, and even like that's the thing. You saw dominant pitching to start. There was 2 runs in the first 5 innings. Then all of a sudden you start seeing some power. Pete Alonso bomb, Brent Rooker bomb. Who else hit a home run? Why am I blanking on the NL guy who also hit a home run? Corbin Carroll. Like it just all of a sudden you started feeling like, okay, now the hitters are taking turn. Then next thing you have it, it turns into a defensive showdown. Eugenio Suarez with an incredible pick at the end to stop the Maikel Franco in the 9th. And then Matt Olson with that incredible game. At the time, potentially game-saving. Obviously, the NL still wins it, but that was snagged down the line, saves a double. Obviously, Stephen Kwan with 2 outs, down to his final strike, fouls off, I think, 2 or 3 pitches. And then the infield single to tie the game. We have a 1-up or 3-up, 3-down in the bottom half of the 9th, and then the swing off was unbelievable. I'm still finishing that tweet if you're wondering what I'm doing. Okay, now we're back. Gosh. It's also, I'm not going to lie, I keep looking at the box scores right now, and I have to scroll an unbelievable amount. Also, the NL used, the NL had, no, I guess both teams won too. Did the AL and NL both use the same amount? Oh, NL used 13 pitchers, AL used 11. Also, Jacob Mizorowski, I'll take it back. I said that I didn't agree with him being in the All-Star game. I still don't know if, I don't know if he earned it necessarily, only in 5 starts, but I'll tell you one thing. That kid was lights out tonight. That was electrifying. Like, if you look up electrifying in the dictionary, it's 102, 102, 100 to start it. Wow, I didn't even think. Wow, Josh Hader. How many players didn't get him? Did I see? Did James Wood ever? Yeah, he did get that bad. I was going to say. Did any players not get in? But yeah, back to Mizorowski. I talked about it earlier. I didn't think necessarily he deserved it, but for him to come out there, he was as advertised. Starting off with 102. I think he went 102 back-to-back pitches to start it off. And he's just – that's everything you've asked for the kid. I mean, I'm not lying. I wasn't sure what he, nerves and everything. Doesn't really – I mean, he's pitched in, 5 games in his major league career. Goes out on that stage and just pumping 102. That was fun. Also, obviously, all the fun matchups throughout the night. Just going to say it. Aaron Judge, need a little hustle in right field. Need a little hustle in right field from Aaron Judge. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this. This was crazy. Joe Davis with the biggest stray. Like, what were we doing here? Ryan O'Hearn was a guy who was in the minors. Then he gets called up. He's a bench bat, a platoon guy at best. The Royals, they're giving this, that, and the other. He's gone through it all. He then gets DFA'd. The Orioles pick him up, trade cash considerations for him. Next thing you know, he's DFA'd 2 days later by Baltimore. Doesn't even make the team in Baltimore after coming back out of spring training. Comes up, starts to establish a role still as a platoon bat, gets regular amounts of time. Rest is history. Should have made the All-Star game last year, makes it this year. and then he gets to the plate and all they're talking about is, yeah, he's getting traded. Like, not this just as an Orioles fan, especially someone who I am so freaking proud of Ryan O'Hearn and just kind of what he accomplished, you know, getting to this stage from being a guy that people weren't really sure if he even had a role in this organization. I mean, if you go back, you look at the comments when they first signed him, like no one thought he was going to be anything. People made jokes about, oh, awesome, another lefty that only can hit righties. Like it was just that wasn't, you know, after everything that he's been through in Baltimore, all the stuff for him to kind of be over, and especially this is the thing, he has over and over and over again been like he wants to be here. He wants to try to make a run. He wants to do this. He wants to try to win here. And then for them to not mention like any of that, like hard, just kind of gloss over everything. Be like, yeah, you know, crazy journey here. Get a good look at him in the Orioles jersey because it's not going to be for long. It just felt, it was a low blow. I agree. I feel like it was a low blow for everyone. That just sucked. I was like, there was no reason for that, genuinely. It should have been O'Hearn. That O'Hearn, I think I'm not gonna lie. I think O'Hearn probably fell into the category of guys who had been sitting on the bench for 2 hours and probably wasn't feeling like stretching and everything. And like if he's just cold, I'd prefer from a, you know, he is, even though we don't know if he's going to get traded, he is still on our team. I don't need him to pull something. Aranda does have no power though. Like Aranda must have been the last option there. I don't get that at all. I mean, he literally his first one. No offense to him. I mean, it's hard to. They were talking about standing out there alone, but it just for him, like he got a hold of the first one. You're like, oh, could they? And then it was just a routine fly ball to center. Like Aranda is incredible at getting on base. He hits everything, especially versus righties. He's unbelievable. So let me look up his splits because I think he's killing righties. Okay. Well, I mean, he's hitting 327 versus righties, 314 versus lefties. So he's killing everyone, you know. Also, I love everything that Tampa Bay has everything on this. He's only batting 159 though on turf. If you want to stop him, play on turf. Yeah, and then also, obviously, let's be honest though. Even if Aranda hits 1, 2, he would have had to hit 2. Now, so what? 1 would have tied it. No, let's be honest. Aranda probably had to go 3 for 3. Because with Pete Alonso as third, he's getting at least 2. He's getting at least 2. So as soon as Schwarber, let's be honest, as soon as Schwarber hit 3, it was over. Because Aranda was not hitting all 3. He had to hit 2 to even give him the lead. As soon as Aranda, like, it was a losing battle. It was a losing battle. I think this happens every time, genuinely. Like these guys, I actually will say, I think Poppy, I think A-Rod, A-Rod at least lets loose. Jeter's still a little, I feel like, buttoned up. I don't know if he ever really gives, lets his guard down. I do like their analysis for the most part. But yeah, when they do predictions, every single time they pick New York and Boston, without fail. Every single time they pick New York and Boston. So it is what it is. I don't ever expect them to not pick those guys just because, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I guess if the Orioles were really good and they had, like, I'm trying to think of a guy in that era, I guess would Adam Jones technically be our best player from that quote-unquote era? Maybe. But yeah, I would expect him to pick it. Oh, good for him. I actually do not remember Jeter ever picking the Orioles to win. That actually was that before. So that was right as. Oh, it was he mentioned at the all. Was it post game at the All-Star game? I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched post game at the All-Star game. And I'd turn it off, especially. Was it? Did he pick him last year? Oh, post game? Yeah, no, I did not. Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, so damn, good for Jeter. You know what? I respect that. I respect that. Good for him. I would say Jeter knows ball, but apparently he did because the Orioles are not. This is. I mean, I don't think they ever I still don't believe they fully sell. I think we're going to see an interesting in between. Like, I think they trade one of Seti or O'Hearn. Jeez, Ray, settle down. It is not that deep, brother. Went from over. Well, you didn't have to type it twice. We see you, brother. Everyone calm down, Ray. Jeez. Take a beer break, Ray. It is 12:30 a.m. You do not need to be this upset, buddy. I promise you. Settle down. Settle down. Sorry, Sam. Ray is very upset right now. Yeah, I just think they do this in-between thing. Yeah, geez. Like, Ray is just, what was my bad? I didn't watch the All-Star game post-game last year, Ray. You got me. Sorry, Ray. I mean, sorry, Sam. Ray needed to get his word out. But so I think they do this in-between thing where it's like they sell one of O'Hearn or Seti. I think probably Morton's going to get the best return for a pitcher. And it's going to shock people. And I'm telling you this, I think Morton is going to be a top 5 pitcher acquired at the deadline for a team, meaning in all of baseball. I think, because let's look at it. Charlie Morton in his past. Last, 7 games? What's his last 7 games, last 7 starts? So he's had 8 starts since he came back, and he has a 2.76 ERA. So I think Charlie Morton is probably going to be I'm going to say without a doubt, a top 5 pitcher acquired at the deadline by some team. Easy. Because who else is available? I mean, let's look at this. Pitchers. You have Merrill Kelly. You have, I don't believe Zach Gallen's a top pitcher right now. He's got 5.7 ERA. Sandy Alcantara, I guess you would put him against out there, but he's not having a great season. He's been doing decently recently. I don't know who else the top players would be. Ray, I just don't watch the post-game show on the All-Star game, brother. Yeah, actually, you do watch because you've commented in here before. You do watch. It's okay, dude. It's okay. You came over here from Twitter to YouTube. It's okay, brother. Go back to posting your catching pictures. But yeah, too many buyers. This is what I'm saying. It is a seller's market. I mean, it usually is, though. Like, we can talk about it. You know, we can talk about every single year it's a seller's market because it is, especially as it gets down to the deadline. I mean, remember last year, you sat there and all of a sudden the Orioles get a pretty good deal on Zach Eflin. They gave up some guys. Baumeister, I think, is still going to be really good. But you get Eflin for a decent price. Then all of a sudden, Kikuchi goes to the Astros for an unreal, compared to what people thought he would get, unreal asking price. Then all of a sudden, you sit there and Trevor Rogers goes for Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby. So, yeah, extra wild card spot. Well, it just means so many teams, because look at this. I mean, let's look at the AL standings right now. In the American League wild card, right now, teams within 4.5 games. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you have the 3 wild card. So Yankees are 2 up on the final wild card spot. Cleveland is, I guess, 6 behind them. So you have 6 teams right now solely in the American League. Now let's look at the National League, just for shits and gigs. National League teams, you have 4 teams within 5.5 games. So now you have the Reds with 2.5 games out, Cardinals 1.5, and San Francisco half game out. So that means you have 9 teams looking solely, and this is just looking at the wild card spot. You know, that's not including the teams that are in position to win their divisions right now, who are looking to add to make it, you know, potentially a World Series contender. So you have, 21. I like this. 21 of 30 teams over 10% chance. That means that you have, 9 teams? 9 teams that are really probably in sell mode. And I wouldn't even consider the Orioles in sell mode. I think they're getting rid of rental assets, but I wouldn't consider them in quote unquote like sell the farm. I think it's going to be Orioles are in the driver's seat. It all depends on how much they want to do. Cubs are a juggernaut this year. I saw PCA. Talking about saying that he thinks that they're getting, talks about with the quote unquote juggernauts like the Yankees and Dodgers. And I mean, right now the Dodgers obviously are doing their thing. If it's Cubs versus, like, if it was genuinely Cubs versus Yankees, I feel like the Cubs definitely have more talent. And this is right now. Obviously, I think the Yankees are going to probably make a big splash or two. Thoughts on the... I would love it. Although, isn't there something about Oracle potentially getting it? Yeah, apparently San Francisco's the front runner right now because they won it during the because that's during the 2028 Olympics. So they want the All-Star game, I guess, because to be out there. Yeah, if I'm not paying $2 to read this article from San Francisco. But yeah, San Francisco front runner for All-Star game if MLB players can compete in Olympics. Let's see what the NBC, the Bay. Yeah, I guess it has something to do with. So if the MLB and Players Association agree to allow players to compete in the 2028 Olympics, San Francisco is a front runner to host the All-Star game that year. So I guess that's just it. Like the union would prefer a West Coast destination in order for participants to be able to easily travel to Los Angeles where the Olympics. Oh, so I'm guessing they're saying they want the All-Star game. Yeah, and I don't think they compete. I don't think, as much as I would love for them to let guys compete in the Olympics, there's just so much risk for owners. Like, because they would literally have to stop. They would have to stop the season because what's the dates for it would be, what? They'd have to do what the NHL does. Yeah, so that's July 14th to July 30th. If it's – do we have – okay, so the Olympics tournament would be played the 15th through the – so you could just have a regular All-Star break and just have that be the All-Star break. Yeah, and the World Baseball Classics before the season. I think they could allow them because they'll just make that the quote unquote All-Star game, I think. Maybe. I don't know what they would do with that, but yeah, I guess they would probably want an All-Star game to be close. So if they do let people in the Olympics, the players, then they probably go that route. I would love for it to be back in Baltimore. Baltimore deserves it. It was very clearly because of the Masson thing that they weren't even in the, weren't even an option. But I think now more than ever after that, new ownership, I just feel like obviously this year's disappointing, but a fun young team. This is the time to go to Baltimore. It genuinely is. Bring the All-Star game back to Baltimore. Gosh. What a time to be alive. Well, it's 12:40. I think we're going to head out of here. Little impromptu stream that had to talk about that incredible game. I guess National League wins 6-6, but absolutely incredible. I think they nailed it with the swing-offs. I think everything about tonight, from the comeback to the star power, it was all perfect. The swing off, Kyle Schwarber ending it in dramatic fashion. Just not going to mention Aranda going 0 for 3. We're just going to pretend like Kyle Schwarber ended it. But that's going to do it for this edition of Kevin and Zach React. We'll catch you next time. I guess officially we'll catch you on Friday because there's literally nothing. Yeah, new scoreboard as well. I hope so, man. I hope so. But we'll catch you next time. We'll catch you on Friday for another edition of Kevin and Zach React.